The plant in front of me is Mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, so that you can recognize it. Here's the leaf structure, and the stem is ridged with a red coloration. When it comes into flower, the flowers are really quite inconspicuous, but perhaps one of the most noticeable things about this plant is that the leaves are green and downy on the top, and then when you turn them over, they're quite silvery underneath. When I squeeze this plant and smell my hand, it's got a slight incense smell. And this plant has in fact been used to make smudge sticks. So the idea would be that the plant was dried, bundled together and burnt. You might use this to rid your house of insects, but more generally in folklore it would have been used as a protective plant to drive out perhaps anything that was unwanted in your house, and to protect you from anything that you didn't want to come into your house. The Romans are believed to have put the leaves of this into their sandals to protect them from weariness. And I think this links in quite nicely to some of the chemical constituents in this plant, which are antifungal. So as well as protecting them from weariness, I like to think that it was also protecting them from things like athlete's foot and general foot irritations. So much folklore about this plant that you could actually write at least one book, probably more. During the Middle Ages, it was called Cingulum Sancta Johannes because it was believed that John the Baptist had a girdle that was made out of fibres from it, which protected him from wild animals when he was in the wilderness. And it would have been quite routinely hung in people's houses as a general protection. Rather beautiful plant, I think. And I do like that smell, even though it's really quite mild. It is a very pleasant smell. So one to look out for. If you're into making smudge sticks, remember to collect it from a place that isn't protected and to get permission from your landowner. The common name mugwort would have come from a wort used to flavour a mug. So wort is just an Anglo-Saxon word that means plant, and mug referred to like a mug of beer, so it was actually used in brewing to flavour beer. So a very interesting plant with protective qualities, and also seen as a plant that could open up your senses, but in a very protective way. And within folklore it was seen as a plant that could release your wild side. So very, very appropriate sitting out here in the wild of St. Wands today.